Welcome to the Explosive Profit Summit, where our mission is to empower small business owners to move from fear to confidence when growing and building their business. Your host for this session is Heather Holloway. Heather is a first-generation entrepreneur and former radio and television producer. She is the founder of Holloway Media Services and helps entrepreneurs to find their powerfully unique story. She has another amazing guest coming right up. Take it away, Heather.
All right. Thank you so much for that awesome introduction. And yeah, I am Heather Holloway, and I am here to introduce Kuhn. She is here today to give us a talk on increasing your revenues fast. So Kuhn, she's a speaker, author, and serial entrepreneur and founder of the 3-day turnaround conference. She began her career on April 29th, 1985. Those were the days when the nurse put that first baby in her arms, and she knew she was not going back to that job that she hated. So in 2002, Jean bought her first of 2 bankrupt businesses and turned it around in 12 months, adding $100,000 to the bottom line. In 2006, she bought her second bankrupt business, turning it around in under just 12 months, adding another $100,000 to its bottom line. Jean increased her cash flow fast without a mailing list or a marketing budget. Jean knows if she can do it, so can you. Jean now helps business owners strategically turn around your stagnant business and increase your revenue fast. Jean Kuhn does business, marketing, and sales training for entrepreneurs and corporate teams. Jean, thank you so much for joining us today.
Oh, Heather, thanks so much for having me. I'm so excited to be here.
I'm excited to be here because the most interesting part here is bankrupt businesses.
Yeah.
You turn them around and they profited. Can you tell me about that?
Yeah, because most people shy away from a bankrupt business. They're like, hey, I have a bankrupt business for sale. You interested? No, thanks. I'll pass. And I guess I am that person who just climbs to the top of the mountain and jumps off and hopes there's a parachute there when I land, right? So that's really how it started. A friend of mine told me about a bankrupt chocolate factory, a chocolate business. It was a retail business for sale. And I went to look at it and I'm like, well, I know what the problem is here, right? I know they don't have anything to sell. They're not running it well. It's not clean. Nobody can find it. You don't know what it is when you look in the window. There's some problems here easily fixed. Could be a profitable little business. And it was.
Wow, that's a superpower, my friend. So today, can you get into how you can teach us how to increase our profits fast or revenue fast?
Yeah, I would love to. And I'd love to share with you the 3 ways I turned that business, both of those bankrupt businesses around that are still viable today, because that was in 2002 and 2006, but they're very viable today, right? And the first one is customer service. All I had to do was go into that store, clean it up, add fresh product, right? Who doesn't want to buy fresh product?
Right.
And talk nicely and treat the people nicely, right? And really listen to what they wanted. Right? If they didn't want what I had to sell, then why was I selling it? So we really paid attention to what our customers wanted and gave them what they wanted. And as a matter of fact, we had a policy in that store that we don't say no to any request until it's really physically, we cannot do it, which if we didn't know how to do it, we just figured it out. So we rarely said no to anything. At least I never said no. I don't know what my employees did that I wasn't there. So no, they didn't say no either.
Yeah. And so wow, what a cost-effective solution. I mean, oh my gosh. Be kind, be the concierge of your company, right? Go ahead.
Be nice. All you have to do is be nice and treat people nicely, right? Listen, what's our biggest problem right now in customer service after the pandemic? There is none.
Yeah.
Right. You go to a restaurant there, they act as if you should be grateful that they have 6 people there waiting on you. Right. Yeah. You go to the post office. There's no customer service there. Any place you go. As a matter of fact, here in Vegas, I was just commenting yesterday while we're here, the customer service has been below average, even though they're well staffed. Most of the big places are well staffed, but the customer service is not what it used to be.
Wow. So if you can up your customer service, you are immediately separating yourself from the competition.
Absolutely. Who doesn't want to go to a restaurant or a business and just be treated as if they're so grateful for you to be there? You know, a long time ago, I was in a room with Zig Ziglar, and he said something that changed my life. You can have everything you want in life if you just help enough other people get what they want. You cannot help other people get what they want if you can't be nice to them. Why would they listen?
Wow.
So,
Wow.
Yeah, that's
excellent.
really
Excellent advice. So that's tip number one. What's tip number two? Yeah.
Tip number two is, I wrote them down so I don't forget them. Tip number two is strategic volunteering, right? There is not enough volunteering going on right now. As a matter of fact, the perfect example of this, I support a dog rescue, and I was looking for a new puppy. And when I went there, she said she's shutting the rescue down because as inflation is rising, people are returning their rescue animals. People don't want to rescue an animal right now. And it broke my heart and this is a woman who strategically volunteers to keep animals alive, right? She's been doing it since she was 13. She's in her 60s now. And she says, I'm just shutting it down. I can't do it anymore. There's nobody there to help me. I need other people. I can't do it by myself anymore. And I don't blame her. Right. So strategic volunteering is really going out there and meeting people in any sort of opportunity that you have where you can volunteer. I volunteered at our local business association. And when I did, I got to know all the other business owners there. I got to meet them. I got to know what their business was. And by the way, I had a chocolate store. So when I went to visit them, what do you think I took them? Right.
Oh, girl, that is so smart.
Yes.
Yeah, sweet treats.
Yeah. And let them know what I do. And here's the thing, without doing anything else, my sales rose 30% that year just from getting to know the other small business owners. And I was volunteering my services, not only to just, get them involved in the business association too, but I was chairing one of their summer art projects, right? So I got really good at asking people to buy things, right? As other business owners, right? So it's really going out there and helping your community, right? Give people what they want, and you'll never want for anything.
My good. And I was just going to say, what a gift all around. If that's not a win, I don't know what is, because, it helps you with your purpose and your passion. It gives you more zest for life when you give to others. Right. And you're practicing gratitude and kindness, which was tip number one anyways. And with being a concierge of your business, and, then all the benefits, you're showing up to help others out, and then they're going to want to do the same for you. Oh my gosh, that is so genius.
Oh my gosh, they started coming into my store. They started bringing their friends into my store because they were all little local downtown area businesses. And it was a sweet little downtown shop that I had. And literally, it was just one of those places where, everybody knows everybody then in the village, right? So the little town it was in. So, yeah.
Wow.
So I think everybody should volunteer because it gives you an opportunity to get to know other people. And that kind of brings me to my third point, which is marketing. And again, if you practice that, marketing is nothing else other than helping your clients get what they want, right? Showing them how you can help them. If you can't show your people how you help them and the problem that you can solve for them, are you really in business? I don't know. You might not be. So, but marketing for me was the most fun thing I did. It was the piece that I embraced the most in both of those businesses. I didn't have any money. I literally took out a home equity loan on our new house that we had just purchased and paid cash for. Took out a home equity loan, which I took no extra money for marketing. I just took what I needed to buy that first bankrupt business, and was able to turn that around really quickly with no money. And the way I did it was sampling. I would walk the streets and pass out coupons. I visited the other store owners and dropped off things, but I also started writing a newsletter for my clients when they came in. This is way back, like when Constant Contact was just coming out. And I started helping them and showing them what we had, putting a coupon in there, right? People think a newsletter is just to sell your stuff. It's not. The newsletter is to tell people what's going on. You can use it for education. You can tell them what's going on in town. Since we were in a cute little downtown area, I always had something that was going on in town down there. And the only reason we were doing things in the downtown area was to bring more people in. So we wanted to make sure that they knew exactly what that was. I don't know if you've ever visited a Rocky Mountain chocolate factory.
Not yet, but I want to.
Well, so one of the things that we had was a big bear that sits outside of it, right? The bear was, I don't know, it's like a 5X, right? And I can't tell you, we were there about, about 5 or 6 months, and it was April 15th, and it was snowy outside because we were in Chicago, and it was in the just outskirts of Chicago, and the snow's glittering off the lights on the street lights. And all of a sudden, a white panel van pulls up in front of my store. The door flies open, out jump 2 masked bandits. They grabbed Truffles, the bear, right? Truffles had a name. His name was Truffles. Grabbed the bear off his stand where he was perched outside the house, outside of the store, and took him, right? They just took my bear. And I know that because it's in the police report.
Oh my gosh.
But let me just tell you, it was the best thing that ever happened to us.
Talk about news.
Exactly right. My son was working. He was afraid to call me and tell me Truffles, a $300 bear, had just been stolen. And I was so excited. I started calling all my fellow franchisees because that store was a franchise. I started calling my fellow franchisees, asking for a picture of Truffles. Someone sent me one. I immediately created a missing poster. Right? Missing poster, set it outside there. But I also contacted all of the radio stations, all of the television stations in the Chicago area, newspapers, and sent out my bulletin about how this bear napping happened, how important it is to get part of our family back there. And we got so much press. I had CBS, our local news, CBS, came out and did a segment on the missing bear. Right? And it could not have done. Listen, I wish I'd thought to steal the bear to start with, right? Because it gave us such great publicity. People coming in the door asking if we got our bear back. Chicagoland Television ran that story for 2 weeks. People would come in and they said, I saw your commercial on TV. And I was like, we don't have a commercial on TV. Right? They were just saying the news story over and over and over. But it turned something that could have been financially a hardship for us at that point into a marketing piece that brought us tons and tons of business because people wanted to know exactly what it was. And it also gave me the idea to do a cable commercial for our business. Super inexpensive to do. There were times I could run that commercial for $2.
Oh my gosh. Right? Yeah. Long gone are those days.
well, for cable, I don't know if it's still how cheap it is now, because that was a while back, but it was between $2 and $28 at the time to run a commercial. And I would say, I just call my guy and say, I've got $1,000. Can you put that to a commercial? And it was bringing people in all the time. It's like, how can you market? How can you tell people how you can help them and not do it like everybody else in your industry?
Yeah, you have to do it in your own unique voice, right? It's like you have to have your antenna up all the time for those bear moments.
For the bear moments,
for the bear moments, right? How can you turn that and flip that into, my goodness, like you just said, you cannot pay for that press that you got from that story. How lovely. How lovely. So you're taking all of this. By the way, those 3 points there all come back to community. It all comes back to communities, either joining one or starting your own, right? You did that with your newsletter. And I think we miss that as entrepreneurs. We're out in our own little island. So is that why you want to work with entrepreneurs so badly?
Mostly, right? I have just a really soft spot in my heart for entrepreneurs because for that. So I'm telling you when it all got good for me, but I've been an entrepreneur for 37 years at this point. And I will say pretty much the first 25 were unproductive, uncash flowed, and sucked, right? But it took me 25 years to figure all of this out. And that's really why I work with entrepreneurs now is like, look, please don't take 25 years like I did. Luckily, I was never going back to a job once I had a taste of entrepreneur, right?
Yeah.
I was going to figure it out. I didn't care how long it took me, But once I figured it out, it's like no entrepreneur should have to struggle with not having enough clients, not making enough money, not having everything that they need to be successful in business. And you as an entrepreneur know that when you start, there is really no magic Bible, entrepreneur Bible out there to tell you exactly what you need to be doing on any given day, right?
No, you're right. So I'm so glad that I met you today because I need you, sister. I'm in business. We're almost next month we'll be celebrating 5 years in business. And
Oh, yay.
yeah, thank you. And so first generation entrepreneur, that means nobody in my family did it before me. So like you just said, I'm figuring it out. I too jump out of the plane and hope to build the parachute as I go out.
Right. Well, I hope you don't spend 25, 28, 30 years figuring it all out, because
well, that's why we work with you, Jean. That's why we work with you. Yeah. Yeah. Can you tell us about so there is a freebie that you're giving away.
I
Yeah.
do.
Can you tell us about that? Yeah.
It's called 13 Fast and Free Actions you can take immediately to bring in more money this month. Right.
Oh, I need that right now. I'm gonna click on that too.
Super simple things. And one of them is just start networking. You know, I think we need to get social, not do social, right? We need to get back out there. The pandemic made it very easy for us to still stay isolated and just post on Facebook, right? That's not how you build a business. You need to get social. And like you said, community, right? I love that word, community. So that there's 13 different things there that you can do right away. Just little ideas, little things you can implement in a day, right?
Oh my gosh.
Do that pick 2 or 3 of them. Listen, nobody should try to do everything on there in one day, right? They should pick 1 or 2, implement it, then do another one, keep it posted. It's an infographic. You can print it out on a legal sheet of paper and hang it up there so you can mark it off what you're doing at any given time.
Yeah, I love that. Listen, I run a social media marketing agency, but that can't be the end all be all. That is just one cog in the greater machine. And so, a lot of my initial success was that guerrilla, right? That, like you said, that face-to-face marketing. So thank you for providing 13 ways for me to go and grow my business today, and in a format that I can print out and have right there in front of me as a reminder.
Right. You're welcome.
Because as an entrepreneur, as an entrepreneur, we have this, that, a third, we have this, we're putting the whole kitchen, soup to nuts, everything together. And so it's nice to have that one sheeter that we can look at for quick, fast advice.
Awesome. I love that.
Yeah. And so I'm imagining that you went through all these 13, and these are tried and true tactics that you've used.
Absolutely. Yes. And a lot of them it's probably not to the intricacy that I did in those, but they're very simple, fast to implement things you can do right away to bring in some more money.
All right. Wonderful. So whoever downloaded it, I'm gonna put a 1 right here because I downloaded it. You got my email, sis. So I hope to stay connected with you. If you downloaded the 13 fast and free actions you can take to bring in more money right now, please put a 1 in the chat. Let us know, show us some love, and let people know that, Ashley did. Awesome. Thank you so much, Rev, Roger. Yeah, we're getting some hearts. Yeah. Who doesn't want to make money? Come on now.
Right. Come on. Yeah. Let's do it.
Free. Oh, look at this. All the ones coming through, all the ones. Now, here's the other thing. If you join the VIP today, which y'all still have a chance to do, Jean, my friend, tell us about your 30-day quick client enrollment.
First of all, nobody should ever do anything if they don't do it VIP, right? They're always the VIPs. Yeah. So anybody who joins your VIP, I am giving them, I call it the 30-day quick client enrollment program. And it's something that I only give to my private clients. So when you participate in this, it's not something you just go off and do on your own. You do your homework during the week. And once a week we get together and we discuss this. And it is with myself, I lead the group, and with my private clients in there. So you're going to have people who are making between $10,000 a month and people who are making $1 million a year in that group. So if you think that you might like to hang out with people who can take you further faster, you might want to be part of that 30-day quick client enrollment, because my clients do it every 30 days. Wow. And it's just something I run over and over and over, and we meet weekly. So I can't say enough about that.
there's no might. There is, you need to do this.
Absolutely.
One of the lessons, as soon as I learned this, is get in a room with people that are doing it. Get in a room with people of like-mindedness. And Jean, it sounds like you have a whole room from, 10K to $1 million a year, and 10K a month to $1 million a year. I want to be in that room.
Well, come join us.
Is this all businesses? It doesn't, I don't have to just be, a certain type of business.
No, it's all businesses. And if I were selling that, I've only sold it a few times and now I just give it to my private clients. I sold it for $1,000, right? So it's not something that's not very valuable and somebody puts in a inflated value to it. This is something that is helping you bring in more clients and make more money. And that's all we focus on in that program, is how to bring in more money every single month.
Because who doesn't want that? Now that link is in the chat, guys. So if you go ahead, click on that link, show us that number one again. Let's see who's clicked on that link on that VIP. You do not want to miss that. And remember, that VIP goes away after today. So jump on it. Really quickly, before we get into the final, I can't believe we only have about 3 minutes left, Jean. The next speaker up is Haley Gray. She's going to talk about community building for fun and profit. Then we have Crystal Verney. She's going to tell us about 4 essential elements of a signature coaching program. And then Yvonne McCoy, accelerate productivity and profit with one small change. So Jean, we have just 3 minutes left. What's one word of advice or wisdom that we could take away you dropped many bombs, but could you give us one more?
You know what? I'm going to give you the same one I started with, that you can have everything you want in life if you just help enough other people get what they want. I have lived the last 37 years like that. How much can I give, right? Because you can't, the more you give, the more you get.
Say it louder for people in the back.
Yeah.
I love that. Yes, you are all about community, Jean. I love it so much. I cannot imagine your coaching program. Remember, click that link in the if you want to get that VIP with Jean, you want to check that out. I can't imagine how empowering your group is. That would just be so fun.
It's the best. They're the best.
It's the best. Awesome. Well, we have 2 minutes left. Do we have any? Tim, you're totally right. Thanks, Jean. We love your attitude. We love your attitude and your smile. You have the best smile, by the way. So do we have any questions from any of the attendees out there? Any questions that you guys have? We have about 2 minutes left. Any questions for Jean? We have Sherry says, great advice. Absolutely. So many nuggets today. Or if you had an aha moment, if you want to share that in the chat as well. I know for me, I think the theme of your 3 tips that you gave today was community. So one, create a community in your storefront if you have it, or online if you do group, right? Create a community with your marketing. You can create a community with your marketing. And then, go ahead.
Don't do it like everybody else. That's the main thing, right? Yeah. How can you be different than your industry? Because if you're doing it like your industry, you're one of the crowd.
Yeah. And Erica says, how do you start a community? So many ways, Jean, but do you have any advice for how to start a community?
Have something that you really believe in, right? Do it from the heart. You have to start it from the heart. So how can you help people? That's all you have to know is, how can I help people? So if you've got some way you can help them, go out there and start telling people how you can help them.
Yeah. Listen, you guys are the most obvious choice. Let people know. Let people know it. Cool. Jean, you have been the absolute best. Thank you so much for your valuable advice. I'm so grateful to have met you. I got your free action guide. I can't wait to join your VIP. And let's give it up for Jean, everybody. Let's see some hearts.
Thank you, Heather. It was so nice to be here today.
Oh, thank you. And thank you, Alvy. Take it away.
Thank you for joining us for another amazing session of the Explosive Profits Summit, where our mission is to empower small business owners to move from fear to confidence when growing and building their business. For recordings of all sessions, plus an amazing VIP gift bundle full of courses and resources from our knowledgeable speakers, upgrade to VIP now. If you have any questions or problems during the summit, email our support team at support@explosiveprofitssummitwithandy.com. Stay tuned. We have another fantastic speaker coming right up.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.